We are now into week 4 of the college football season with some intriguing games coming up this week. So let's get right into it. Let's break down some best bets and feature a new segment in this video. Let's roll. What's up, sports fans? My name is Chris. Welcome back to Game Day Wagers. In today's video, we're going to be breaking down the college football slate for Saturday's card. We're going to be coming out firing with 3 selections and a few leans that I believe have the best opportunity to turn as a profit in week 4 of the college football season. Before we get into the plays though, if you guys haven't already taken a second to like the video, please go ahead and do so now. If you guys are new around here, please hit the subscribe button. We are pumping out some great content on a daily basis, and I do not want you to miss out on anything going forward. Now, without further ado, here are this week's college football best bets. The first play we have for you is the Indiana Hoosiers minus 6 points over the Illinois Fighting Illini. Look, for all the good that Illinois has done through the first 3 weeks, I think they're out of their depth in this spot. Their resume doesn't move the needle. A couple of blowout wins against Western Michigan and Western Illinois don't tell us that much. And in week 2 against Duke, they were the beneficiaries of 5 turnovers in a game that should have been closer than it actually was. As we saw last week with Duke, they're not exactly a good football team, so we got to take that win with a grain of salt. On the other side, Indiana, they're the real deal on both sides of the football. They're averaging more yards per play than Illinois is, and also allowing fewer opponents' yards per play. And they've extended their drives at a 61.7% clip on third down compared to Illinois' 47%. And quite frankly, it's not just efficiency. The Hoosiers have real firepower. QB Fernando Mendoza has been terrific. He's putting up a 72% completion rate. He's got 708 yards passing and 9 touchdowns with no picks through the first 3 games. He's starting to sneak into the Heisman conversation, sitting outside of 30-1. But a big win and a big showing here against a ranked team could have those odds shortening after this contest. Perhaps the final nail in the coffin for the Illinois side is that they've not faced a rushing attack as good as Indiana's side. They're averaging 307 yards. Yes, 307 yards per contest over the first 3 weeks. And with Illinois going on the road for the second time in 3 weeks, I just don't think they're up to the challenge. We're getting less than a touchdown here with one of the most explosive offenses in the Big Ten. So we'll lay the points here. Give me the Indiana Hoosiers minus 6 points, minus 110. The second play we are rolling with is Texas Tech plus 3.5 points over the Utah Utes. The odds are minus 120. Look, this one is simple and it kind of keeps with the trend of explosive offenses. Utah simply hasn't played anyone yet. Yes, they're 3-0 on the season, but their wins came against UCLA, Cal Poly, and Wyoming. None of those teams qualify as explosive offenses, and that matters. Now they got to face a Texas Tech team that has the weapons to actually test them. The Red Raiders haven't played anyone elite either, but you cannot deny their explosiveness on offense. They're averaging 8.14 yards per play, nearly 2 more yards than the Utah Utes. QB Baron Morton has been outstanding this year with 11 touchdowns to just 1 pick. And the talent around him is ridiculous. He's got 5 receivers with over 150 yards receiving already, plus 3 different running backs with over 155 yards rushing. The Utah Utes have not seen a team with as many weapons on offense as the Texas Tech Red Raiders will throw their way. And I think that's going to be the difference maker in this contest. If you're giving me the hook here on a field goal, I'm taking it with the more efficient offense, the more explosive offense. So give me the Red Raiders plus 3.5 points, minus 120. And finally, the final play we have for you guys is the Oklahoma Sooners minus 6.5 points over the Auburn Tigers. The odds are minus 120. Look, I don't think this one's going to be close. Getting Oklahoma at home under a touchdown seems like a gift. The Sooners are the best offense that the Auburn Tigers will have faced throughout the season so far, and I don't believe the Tigers' defense is capable of slowing them down. Yes, they did look good at times against an out-of-sorts Baylor in the opener, but the Oklahoma Sooners are on a next level. The stat says it all. Both teams average north of 6 yards per play, but the Sooners' defense is a tier above, giving up just 3.18 yards per play and only allowing 17% conversions on third down. We saw Oklahoma contain Bryce Underwood in their game against Michigan, so I have no doubt they can limit Jackson Arnold. There's much to be made about this Jackson Arnold revenge game, but I just don't see it with him. He's averaging 64 yards rushing as a quarterback, but that's partly due to Auburn's lack of offensive line. He's likely scrambling for his life. And I do believe Brent Venables will have his spy ready for Jackson Arnold's rushing abilities and trying to force him to beat him with his arms, something I don't think he's capable of doing. And then on the flip side, you got John Mateer, who's a Heisman Trophy candidate. He's been in command of this offense through the first 3 games, averaging over 314 yards per contest with 5 touchdowns. He's spreading the ball around to a deep wide receiver group, and he's getting good help from the running back position. All in all, at home. I believe the Oklahoma Sooners are hands down the best team on this field. So we're going to lay the points here under a touchdown. Give me the Oklahoma Sooners minus 6.5 points, minus 115. Those are my 3 best bets for week 4 of the college football season. But since I always get asked if there's any additional picks that I like and can hand out, I'm going to do a little bit of a quick hitter segment here. We're taking Rutgers on the money line, plus 115 over Iowa on Friday night. Look, Iowa catching points on the road as a road underdog is one thing, but asking them to win the game as a road favorite is a completely different story. I think Rutgers gets it done on their home field. If you look at Nebraska versus Michigan, my bold prediction for covers this year was Michigan finishing the season unranked, and we're almost there. I think Patrick Mahomes Jr., aka Dylan Raiola, gets the job done, and Michigan falls out of the rankings after this week. Moving on to Miami versus Florida, I'm laying the 7.5 points with the Hurricanes. I'm not sure DJ Lagway is the guy in Gainesville, and what I do know is that the Miami Hurricanes front 7 is legit. I expect a blowout in this contest. And finally, the late night special, we're taking Hawai'i on the money line over Fresno State. Odds are plus 120. Mika Alejero should be back under center, which will give the Rainbow Warriors offense a boost. And don't let Fresno State's current 3-game winning streak fool you into thinking they are good. They've beat absolutely nobody. So the degenerate special of the night, Hawai'i on the money line at plus 120. That wraps up this week's edition of the College Football Picks and Predictions Show. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to help support the videos, please smash the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel Game Day Wagers, and drop your comments in the comment section if you guys are tailing, fading, or have any best bets you're making for week 4 of the college football season. As always, good luck.